Hello and welcome to Vitality Vibe. So today we are going to make, well, in my house they call them healthy balls. But I think if you were to Google, maybe bliss balls is a better term for them. But these are super simple and they go down a treat. I mean, like every time I make these, people love them. So what do we got? You need a wee food processor for this. And then in here I've got 200 grams of nuts. So today I just have cashews, walnuts and pecans, but you can use any combination that tickles your fancy. All right, in we go with them. And if you've got like a nut allergy, you could also use seeds here for this. I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Just like a mixture of like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds if you're allergic to nuts. So throw them in there and then we'll just kind of blitz these to the like a breadcrumb like texture. Alright, so then we're going to put in 200 grams of dates. So I've got lovely big juicy medjool dates here, but any kind of dates. So the medjool ones tend to be what's the word? Like they're more like caramelly. They're juicier than some of the kind of dried out dates. But they're also way more expensive. So if you're using like drier dates, just put in extra coconut oil to make up for the kind of dryness of the date. Okay, so they can go in and you can give that a little bit of a blitz. Is that the longer you blitz that, the more oils will come out of your nuts and the more moist it'll be. So think of these a bit like a Ferrero Rocher. So if you want them quite chunky, you wouldn't blitz them for as long. And if you like that smooth texture, then keep going for another little bit. Okay, so I've got a tablespoon of coconut oil here. We'll pop that in with my finger. It's because I don't have a spoon. We also have a tablespoon of cacao powder. So pop that in. And all these ingredients are so easy to pick up these days. Like any of the supermarkets you go to now, you can get cacao powder. It's just the unprocessed version of cocoa powder. A little bit more nutritional value in the cacao. But you can also use cocoa if that's what's in your press. I'm going to pop in here a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you can put in whatever works for you here. So if you like an orange flavor or a peppermint flavor, and at Christmas time I make these and I add in a little bit of alcohol. So I put in like Baileys and I put in gin and whiskey. They're the three kind of alcoholic beverages I add into them at Christmas time. And amaretto is another one. Oh my god, it's so tasty. And people love them. So if you've got a special occasion coming up, feel free to add in alcohol here instead of the vanilla. Or you could also put in the vanilla and then whatever alcohol you want as well. In terms of alcohol, just put in as much as you want them to be. So I think I put in it like easily like a quarter of a cup to a half a cup of alcohol when I was making these at Christmas. And then I have a wee pinch of sea salt here as well. The sea salt's lovely. It just helps to bring out the flavour. It's a little bit stuck in my bowl. There we go. And then another thing you can add in here, so sometimes I add it in, sometimes I don't, is a nut butter. So if you're partial to peanut butter, you could pop that in here. I've got some cashew nut butter. You could put in almond nut butter. If you just want to give it a little bit of extra kind of creaminess, and if you like that flavor of, you know, peanut. So about a tablespoon here as well I'm going to put in, just to make them a little bit more decadent. I'm going to put in this nut butter. And then we're just going to blitz this all up again. Bear with me. And so you can check on your consistency every so often. And if you, like, you'll know, see when you pick it out, right? If you give it a wee squeeze between your fingers and it's sticking together quite easily, then you'll know that it's moist enough. And if it's still very crumbly and it doesn't want to stick together, then you'll know you need to blitz it for another wee minute. I'm just going to blitz this once more just to get that little bit of nut butter mixed in properly. And then we are good to go with the chocolate after this. So what you want to do as well whilst you're doing this is have your chocolate in a bowl and just start melting that down. So I've used 85% dark chocolate. You could go 90, 95, but I find 85 is kind of the limit in my house. They'll eat them if there's 70% or 85% dark chocolate. Any darker than that and they're not interested. Okay, so that's our mixture. And then just have like a little plate ready as well with, I've just got tin foil, but you could put baking paper on here either. You scoop out some of your mixture and then you just roll it into like a ball shape in your hand. And again, you can decide whether you want these to be really big or really small. This mixture will make about 20 of these balls. All right, so you just scoop it out and then just roll it about in your hands. And like I said, depending on how big or small you want them to be, you just go with a shape that works and a size that works. All right. So I'm just going to do 4 here just to kind of give you an idea of what we're at, or maybe even just 3, and then I'll do the rest off camera. So just give them a squeeze and then roll them up, pat them into like a circular shape. Okay, so do that with that entire bowl. All right, stack them on your wee plate, and then you're going to do the chocolate. So I always like to use 2 spoons here. So one, I put the little ball sitting on the spoon like that, and then the other one I drizzle the chocolate over like this. And be nice and generous here with your chocolate. Let it go all around the sides, get it all in there. Okay, and then once you've got it covered, just scoop it back onto your plate and then go again. Pop your little ball on, melt your chocolate over it, and just make sure it goes all around the edges. Now, at Christmas time, when I'm making these like really, really decadent, I will put them into the fridge at this stage. And then once the chocolate has hardened, I'll take them back out of the fridge and I'll put a wee blob of white chocolate on top. So they look like little Christmas puddings. So you could do that with them here. You could cover them in any sort of chocolate that you're partial to. And then you can decorate them as well with anything that tickles your fancy. So what I have over here is I have some bee pollen. So bee pollen is a nice healthy decoration. So we can sprinkle some of that on there, and it's lovely and bright and yellow. I also have some cacao nibs, so you could use these as well. You could put on some chopped up hazelnuts or any sort of nut chopped up for the top of them. Hazelnuts look good. And then that's it. Pop them into the fridge, let them set, or if you're really in a rush, whack them in the freezer, let them set a bit quicker. And then you will have these beautiful, healthy chocolate balls to enjoy. Okay, thanks folks. Hope you enjoy these. Bye.